Garvey words come to pass. Marcus Garvey words come to pass. Can't get no food to eat. Can't get no money to spend. Oh, can't get no food to eat. Can't get no money to spend. Come, little one, oh, let me do what I can for you. And you, hello. Come, little one, come. Oh, let me do what I can for you and you alone. Oh, you know the right hand do it now shall be spanked with many stripes, weeping and wailing and mourning. You got yourself to blame. I tell you, the right, 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 the right. I beg you, oh, tell you to do right. Catch them, hold them, Marcus, hold them, oh, Marcus, Gavin, Marcus, words come to pass.
Yes, brothers and sisters, greetings, greetings, greetings. A very good evening to each and every one of you. Welcome to the Community Focus Program, to the UNIA ROC Media. Brothers and sisters, the struggle continues. This is the platform we use to build our nation, to build our race. Each and every one of you, brothers and sisters, we stated over and over again, we have a role here to play. And if we want it to defend us and to stand up for us and support us, we must build it, brothers and sisters. We must invest in it. We must ensure that we have the necessary vehicles to do what we're supposed to do and just continue to build. Brothers and sisters, for anything faith-worthy to happen, it must happen through unity. And brothers and sisters, it must happen from leadership that knows no price. Leadership that will stick to a cause if only the cause is right. Leadership, brother, that is honest. But most importantly, it has to be leadership from the ranks of you and I. Brothers and sisters, we can't follow their culture. We can't follow their history. We can't follow their God because we have our own. Brothers and sisters, just think about it. Just think about it. Why would we want to worship in another name, somebody else's name? Why would we want to even ultimately keep these names that were given to us? We are showing that the Master still owns us and we are proud of it. Why would we want to continue to speak their language? Is it because we don't know any better? Brothers and sisters, why would we prefer going to their establishments than going to ours? Brothers and sisters, all those things, that's what the colonizers did to bring us into their way of life, their system, their God, their religion, their everything. But guess what? The ancestors sent a redeemer to change all that. That ancestor came in 1887 and he left here in 1940. But between those 53 years, he had destroyed the myth. He had destroyed the nonsense that they gave to us, that they taught us. And he gave us the black prints that if we follow them and we work with each other, there's nothing that would be impossible for us to attain. He made it clear to us that if we will it, it can happen. He said to us that what man has done, man can do. He said to us that their modern day improvements are just replicas of a grander civilization that we realized thousands of years ago. Brothers and sisters, he let us know that the black skin we're wearing is not a badge of shame, however, a glorious symbol of national greatness. He let us know that anyone that relies on another for economic existence sooner or later dies. He let us know that our Creator God is in our image, and if someone else wants to worship in their image, that's fine, but we are going to see God through our spectacle. He let us know that economics is the order of the day. We have to control it. Brothers and sisters, the ancestors sent Mr. Garvey for us, to us on our behalf, and he represented us well. He prepared and brought us out of slavery, mental slavery, into this place we are right now. But brothers and sisters, we don't want to regress. Just move forward. Move forward under the red, the black, and the green. Move forward under one God, one aim, one destiny. Move forward under race first, brothers and sisters. He let us know that whatever our Almighty God gave us is not inferior to anybody else. In fact, it may even be greater. And that's the reason why we were able to build cities, build country, build buildings they can't explain. Today, we were able to demystify the stars because of the gifts that were given to us. Brothers and sisters, stand up and be counted. Brother Duguay, good evening, and how are you?
Greetings, President General. Can you see and hear me loud and clear?
Clearly, brother.
Okay, I couldn't see myself just until now.
Wow.
All that time you were speaking, I saw you and I heard you, but I didn't see me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so I figured I had to be there. So, but did you see me all that time?
Yeah, at first, no. Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, I saw you maybe about 2-3 minutes ago. But at first, no, you were not.
Oh, no, it's already 8:11. No, you've been on for a while. Okay, greetings, Africans. You are listening, you are observing, you are embracing the UNIA ROC Media. That's the media arm of the UNIA, the Universal Negro Improvement Association, ACL, African Communities League, the government that the Honorable Michael R. Duncan was just describing of that ancestor who came to defeat all of that. And brothers and sisters, I hope you had a chance to enjoy that introduction by the President General. Anyway, this is the media arm of that organization, of the UNIA. And your host is the current President General and Administrator of the UNIA, the 10th successor to the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. We're talking about the African you just heard from, the Honorable Michael R. Duncan. And the co-host is the first Assistant President General of the UNIA, Raymond Duguay, and I'm at your service. And today is Monday, August 10th. 6266 or 2026. In 1 week, countdown, brothers and sisters, in 1 week is the very annual Marcus Garvey Memorial Parade that was first established on August 17th, on his birthday, 1941, by the Honorable Carlos A. Cooks, the ideological son of the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. PG, it was a pleasure listening to you. I mean, it was great. Before we get to that, and we definitely have to get to that, I have to pick your brain and take us somewhere. PG, do you remember 2018? We were in July, we were in Africa.
Yeah.
It was you and Sophie and Marcus and Andrew and me. Okay. Do you remember you were following the results of that election of the congressional seat? Between Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Joseph Crowley?
Yes.
What was your reaction?
Surprise. And what I'm saying is that when a community decide to come together and they decide to put race first, it usually turns out well. But I thought about it and say that those people can only be dominant in our communities. But at least in that young lady community, they came out for her. And they was going to, they not only were they going to do it, but they did choose someone who looked like them. And I was surprised.
But you were pleased. I know you were happy.
Yes.
You know Joe Crowley, having been in that arena, you said, I'm so glad that he lost because he was a bad guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about old style racism where the white man is in charge and we're nothing but puppets. Anyway, okay. After, when we came back in the United States, you know, I liked reading data. I researched. Get this, and I'm taking us somewhere. I did the analysis. Every group that you can think of, every public interest, every small denomination, we're talking educated whites, uneducated whites, unemployed whites, gainfully employed whites, college educated, every group that the data was segregated, every group voted for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC. Okay. Except one group, PG, Black people.
Okay.
Okay. And eventually I had conversations with Brother Oster and we went over the data. I mean, years later. Okay, let's move forward. Zoran Kwame Mamdani, when he ran in the primary, he won a lot of groups. Guess which group he didn't win? Guess which group voted for Cuomo over Mamdani? Black people.
Yes.
I said, okay, I'm warming up to this. Last week in Michigan, U.S. Senator primary, Democratic primary, Haley Stevens versus Dr. Abdul El Sayed. Not only he didn't win Detroit, he didn't win Flint, he didn't win any area majority black.
Wayne County.
None of those.
Yes.
PG, the only, and so where am I going with this? Let's go back further. 2020, when Joe Biden ran against Bernie Sanders in South Carolina. I mean, up until then, Sanders had beaten him. But, you know, these were insignificant primaries. We get that. We call them caucuses, primaries. They don't, small. It don't even count. Iowa, nothing. When you get to South Carolina, you know, Jim Clyburn, who, by the way, is 86 years old, you know, he goes now, but he wasn't then. He says, oh, we know Joe. We got to support him. Hey, where am I going with this? PG, the data is pretty, I mean, every time, and I've spoken to, I've been speaking to others discussing, trisecting the data. Anytime in this country, not anytime, almost any time, where a progressive non-white is going against a white, almost always black people will vote for the white man. And notice I'm saying progressive, meaning, and by the way, Dr. Abdullah Sayed, you know what he's asking for? Medicare for all. I mean, you can't get any more progressive than that. And let me tell you, black people, if anybody could benefit from Medicare for all, for a universal, general medicine, general healthcare, it's us.
You're right.
Anyway, and plus, the guy has some history in medicine. You know, he did go to medical school, you know, kind of knows some things. Anyway, but it's amazing. Every time there's a progressive, non-white versus a middle-of-the-road, regular white, and please don't tell me that AIPAC, the American Institute, the American Israeli Political Action Committee, put in $60 million. This is outrageous. This is criminal. $60 million to convince people not to vote for Dr. El Sayed. Please don't mention, what's his name? AIPAC had any, yeah, of course they spent money, but AIPAC didn't convince all those Jews in Michigan. It didn't convince all those whites. How come it's only us they convince? Okay, anyway, I'll tell you where I'm going with this. So anytime, one more case I got to mention. In St. Louis, Missouri, Cori Bush once ran against Wes Bell. It was a rematch.
Yeah.
AIPAC went out just like the brother Jamal from that white Jewish guy beat him up in Westchester County a couple years ago. What they did was they target the people that would stand against AIPAC, meaning the continual genocide of what goes on in Western Asia. But anyway, you know, they brought up a lot of nonsense charges, and Cori Bush was defeated. She was not reelected.
I know, lost by about 20 points, over 20 points.
She went back for a rematch. Wasn't successful. But, and I can tell, anyway, where am I going with this? There's an excellent article in the Garvey's Voice. It's about, it's called Africa and Liberation, where we go over the data for that March 25th significant vote, where the whole world agreed that the gravest crime against humanity is that transatlantic enslavement genocide, plus the enslavement of Africans. Where am I going with this? In that article, we mentioned, you know, to the Africans in North America, you're going to have a problem because of the Captain Ibrahim Traore, from Burkina Faso. What he says is, you know, we have that Stockholm syndrome where we embrace our captors, you know, our kidnappers, our rapists, where we identify with them and we grow to defend them. So we Africans in North America, I mean, brothers and sisters, you know, to think that we're going to be next after Master, I think is ill-gotten. I think it's it's not serving us. Anyway, and that's the data I had to share based on these results. But anyway, were you able to follow any of them? Because I'm still shocked in Michigan that Detroit completely, it wasn't even close.
The whole of the Wayne County area where you have a lot of blacks. And if you realize, that's what really brought her back so close.
Exactly.
Because she was down at time 4 or 5 points. She ended up losing by 1 point. And it's because they were counting on that area, the Wayne County area, where our people live. And that's the thing. These people have trained us so well that we can't see anything else. And we're always willing to vote against benefits for us, things that can affect us, you know? So I can never understand, but this is where we're still in the slave mentality, where these people have trained us, and we just follow. We just follow,
Absolutely.
follow.
So this falls in line with how you introduced it. saying, we've been so bamboozled. We've embraced, these languages that are not ours. These images of deities that cannot be ours until the ancestors sent this prophet. And so we say, we pour libation. We say, thank you, Mr. Garvey. Okay, continuing. Now I'm going to show you why you need to be vigilant. I just praised Mamdani. Yes, I did.
Right.
Where I said, he did defeat Cuomo, and we didn't, in the primaries, we didn't vote for Mamdani. Okay, everything is relative, brothers and sisters. There are no permanent alliances. It's what's in it for you today. Classic example, TPS, what happened? Temporary protective status, that's been removed. By the way, all of these Africans from those places, and we're talking IET, they are no longer documented, because, there's always been saying there's 20, 25 million undocumented. But the TPS people were not counted as part of undocumented because they were documented. Well, the TPS has been removed. Anyway, what's my point? During his campaign, Mamdani had said he would, in Barclays Stadium, he said, no doubt he would stand up and protect those Africans from IET. You don't have to worry about anything about TPS. But guess what? August 5th, Judge Ana Reyes signed the law. That's official now. So up until August 5th, everything, you could be on payroll. Since now, it's a violation.
Right.
Since August 5th. Anyway, so there was a big call. All these Mamdani and his people called all of these, I don't want to use the term nonsense, but I will. Nonsense Haitian organizations. They all met at City Hall. Nothing came out of it. He didn't even shed a tear. He didn't even say, I'm going to stand by you. Now, whereas in Connecticut and Massachusetts, those states have already put up money to go and sue the government, and they're going to support the people that are on the TPS. New York City is supposed to be a sanctuary state.
Yeah.
So what's my point, brothers and sisters? Yeah, I was praising Mamdani, but you got to look at reality. Yeah, he's definitely better than Cuomo. That's a non-option.
Yeah.
But none of these people are coming to our rescue. It's not going to happen. And we're going to have to take it. That means organization. That means race first. That means economics, all of that. But anyway, I just had to share that with us, with our listeners, and to you, PG. So we're following this, but we've been on many public forums discussing it. I think Dawood was on last night. In addition to his show, he was on last night at 6 p.m. and he's going to be on Brother Basir Mshawi's show this Thursday at 8 o'clock. And,
so, brother, how many Haitian brothers and sisters have lost their protected status, and what's next for them?
At first it was said about 350.
Yeah.
Now we're being told it's 330,000. That have lost their status, and the U.S. government is offering them self-deportation.
Wow.
PG, let's put our cards on the table, brothers and sisters. PG, I'm an immigrant. PG's an immigrant. You think we came here for nonsense? We came here because the conditions were not good in our countries. But it's not because we're not good. It's because empire makes it so, and especially a place like IET. So we're all here for the same reasons. Last week on another radio program, it was asked, well, didn't these Africans from IET, didn't they know it was only a 2-year program, that it wouldn't last forever, that's why they call it temporary protected status? Brothers and sisters, even if they only promise you an hour in this place, you'll take it. Because anything's better to the suffering. And the onus is on us to make our homes better. And let me add, you really want to talk about IET? You got to talk about Africa first. Let's build Africa, then all of our places will be strong. But anyway, getting back to that, so a lot of the call-in persons were saying, well, didn't you guys know that this was only temporary? Brothers and sisters, anybody who gets here, nobody's looking to leave willingly because it's better here. Now, Is it better here because it's a good place? No, but because they've dominated the planet. And you can see what's going on all over the planet and why we need to get our act together. So this is going to be a big deal. People are going to be asking to come on the show, come on the radio to discuss it. But, no one is coming to our rescue.
Let me ask you a question. Which non-black group fall under this TPS status? But
currently, right now, Syrians do. Syrians, but hold it. How many Syrians are here? It's nothing.
Right.
It's nothing.
Okay, how many Caucasians?
There was Venezuelans. There were Venezuelans. There were Nicaraguans, and there were Cubans. They eventually moved them, and now what they're doing, and this is really slick and racist on their part, they're really focusing on those Africans from IET, putting them apart, like, whoa, and what's going to happen? And that's what they want, the crabs in the barrel attitude where, whoa, no, we can't let them get ahead. Brothers and sisters, you know what the solution is? And we know it is. I'm going to tell you what it is. 1986, the number one real white nationalist, Ronald Reagan and his administration, they were forced to give amnesty for all because of the same conditions. Who is going to do your landscaping? Who's going to take care of these elderly people? Who's going to do the HHA? Who's going to clean these toilets? Everybody, when people that have been here will not do it, and they know that. And not only that, but all of these employers, they know what they're getting. And just like in Springfield, Ohio, when Trump was trying to get rid of those Haitians, the government, the mayor, everybody said, oh, these are the best people. They pay their taxes. PG, in New York, those TPS Africans from IET, they paid $350 million in taxes last year. How are you going to lose $350 million? Tell me. No, this is, brothers and sisters, and the sad part is, we've been in the community discussing this, but those people that are affected cannot come publicly because ICE is there waiting for them. So, last week, I had a forum, and I said to him, you don't need to be scared, but I said, I get it. I'm not in your condition. That's obvious. But I'd like to know, how is this windfall going to be made up? But please, these TPS people, they were all gainfully employed, brothers and sisters, paying taxes and providing service to this economy. So we'll see where this goes. But what they're trying to do, PG, is just to isolate those Africans from IET. And so everybody, a lot of people say, well, I don't know if I want to help them. I'm not from there. Okay, great. But the solution is general amnesty. That's why we've been fighting forever. Does anybody really believe that's the solution? Oh, give those Africans from IET another 18 months? That's never, no. General amnesty for all. And so in 1986, Ronald Reagan had to do it. And let me tell you, the difference between Reagan and Trump is these were real white nationalists. They went out and destroyed the world. Trump is just a big punk. All he cares about is money. That's about it. And raping women. Not that these other guys didn't do it, but they did it better. He just did it better.
You know what happened? Brothers and sisters, we're always going to find ourselves in these situations because each of us, we operate as individuals.
Yes,
and we don't realize that we need to put something in a movement that's going to be strong, that it can protect us. Let me ask you a question. Forget about Mamdani and forget about those people who don't have our interests. Where is the black movement that can stand up and let these people think twice today?
I'm looking right at it.
Yes.
I'm looking at the person who's in charge of it. That's the only solution, PG.
So what I'm saying to you, brothers and sisters, we're operating as individuals until the big bad wolf come for us. Realize the big bad wolf come for me today. He's coming for you tomorrow. And you should have known that he's coming for us, and he's going to choose many ways. While he's trying to deport our people, they're making it easy for white South Africans to come here and giving them excuse why they should become citizens immediately. But this is what they're doing to us. Brothers and sisters, Frederick Douglass said it best. Those who are beaten easiest are beaten most. And it seems like we can't get it. Brothers and sisters, these are our people they're targeting. These are our people. This is going to affect us more than it's going to affect any other community because it's us. Moreover, when you look at this situation, when they first start giving this, I think it was in 2010 with the earthquake, correct? And then it moved on.
And PG, I have to inform our listeners. Right before then, since Obama became president, we had been sponsoring and attempting to meet with Obama to tell him we need this TPS. You know what's going on. It's only because of the earthquake. That's the only reason why Obama allowed it. Up until then, and here right now, PG, I didn't know this. Well, I know it now. The U.S. State Department has Haiti under code red. You cannot visit the place. They discourage American passport holders from going to the place. So if it's not safe for American passport holders, so I guess it's safe to deport these Africans? Really? And then here's something else. Africans in Haiti cannot get a visa to visit the United States right now since Trump has been in power. So it's like a complete suffocation. And PG's got the answer. We can't look at ourselves as individuals. No, we should all get involved because today is me, but tomorrow will definitely be you. And these people have not changed. So go ahead, PG.
Yeah, so we're seeing all these things happening. And brothers and sisters, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. And they're pummeling our people. But brothers and sisters, the only protection against modern day materialism is unity among a people. You have roughly 89 different groups in New York City, and every group forging ahead to protect themselves and to build themselves. Brothers and sisters, we want to build everybody else. We want to vote for everybody else who is not addressing our interests. If they're not addressing our interests, don't vote for them. Don't do this. But brothers and sisters, this is what we have to do. We have to begin to make that difference. A quick call is coming in. President, let's take this call. Hold on 1 minute, Brother Duguay. Yes, hello? Hello?
Yes, hi. This is Sister Marcia.
Greetings, sister. How are you?
Greetings. How are you? What I heard that I saw it on social media that the farmers are getting very upset because they have nobody to work. So the farmers are getting upset because of what Trump is doing with the Haitians. So the farmers are not going out to vote because, it's affecting them in a negative way, him deciding that he's going to deport all these Haitians. So, you should look into that because I know the farmers they're very upset and they're not going out to vote for the Republicans.
Yeah, it's affecting a lot of industry, the farms, the hospitals, healthcare,
yes.
Everywhere it's affecting. And you're right. People have to let their voices be heard. And the farmers, they're going to look out for them. And ultimately, the government will look out for the farmers because the farmers are not blacks like you and I. So they will find a way to give them a lot of $1 billion they'll put aside for them for their struggles. But what's going to happen to us? They're not giving us but anything. They take our people, they arrest them, they put them through that ICE thing and treat them like animals. Brothers and sisters, we have to stand up and we have to make the difference. But I'm saying let's stop blaming people. Have we done what we're supposed to do? Have we organized ourselves in a strong ball of unity and keep it solid that we can use it to defend ourselves? And brothers and sisters, think about it. It's going to affect you or someone in your family, brothers and sisters, and you got to make that move now.
PG, let me add about the what do you call that? What Trump is threatening, the deportations. 330,000. He's got about 30 months left in office. Okay, let's do some math. 330 divided by 30, that comes out to 11,000 per month. Number one, the U.S. doesn't have enough planes to do 11,000 per month. But even that's not important. Where are they getting this jet fuel from? All of the jet fuel comes through the Strait of Hormuz, specifically Saudi Arabia. And now Ansar Allah from Yemen is, as well as the Iraqi militias in Iraq, have already put out an order saying that they're going to continue to attack Saudi Arabia. So he doesn't even have jet fuel. I mean, all of this is talk, but brothers and sisters, this is the opportunity. Unify. We have not done the work. Yes, Mr. Garvey did do the work, and he's the greatest among men and God, but we haven't done the work. This is a call to join, lock arms together, join the UNI, and you can start doing that by shopping at the Rock. But more importantly, next Monday, the holiest day, the holiest day, you need to come out at the parade in Harlem to honor the prophet. But PG, you really reached a very good point. PG, have we done the work? Please answer it honestly as you can.
No, we're operating carefree, and we're operating as individuals, and it's only when we need help then we're moving to the movement. But we have to prepare for days like this, and they're catching us off guard, and they know we're not prepared. These people are so steady that they know that even if we protest a couple of times, how long are we going to protest for?
Exactly.
So they know they will wait it out, and they will wait it out, and they'll get what they want. But brothers and sisters, we have to really put race first and start planning and defending around race first for our people, for our way of life. Our culture is under attack. Our people, no matter which country they're from, they're under attack, brothers and sisters, and the time is now. Of course, they can't deport so many people, but they're going to make so many people's life miserable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in effect, disrupt their economy. But let me tell you, disrupting our economy disrupts the economy. I don't see how this is going to work, but we'll see. But anyway, the thing is to unify, organize, and stop looking at it as self first. It has to be race first.
Yeah.
Okay, PG, before we get to Mr. Garvey, I mean, that's the biggest deal. PG, you're aware that on Saturday, the 22nd of August, while we're at the convention in Baltimore, you'll be speaking at the Morgan State campus radio show with a lot of people. You're aware of that, yes?
Yes, brother.
And so they contacted me this morning, and they asked me, in anticipation, would I like to come along? I said, no, the whole UNIA is traveling with Mr. Duncan. So I said, all the convention will be there. And of course, so for 2 hours, they're going to discuss everything important about Mr. Garvey. Of course, 2 hours will not be enough, but, so be it. Okay, PG, you know that Ross Sauder reached out to me. I understand that they've invited you to speak from 10 p.m. to midnight on August 19th. Is that not correct, sir?
Yes. I spoke to the brother earlier.
Okay, so they're excited. So right after he spoke with you, he called me to tell me that. I said, okay, good. I'm happy for you. Okay, this Saturday, well, actually Friday night, Saturday morning at 2 a.m. on Library on BAI with Hapti Selassie, we'll be discussing none other than the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Okay, PG, one more thing. I've got to share with our people developments in about 3 African states. And I just, just to give you an idea of what's going on. Okay, let's start with Cameroon. Cameroon is like Central Africa. It's not really part of West Africa. It's Central Africa. It's right on the coast. It's not far from Nigeria. It's not far from Chad. You know, it's there. And of course, it's on the coast. The guy in charge, Paul Biya, born 1933 in February. Let me inform everybody, my father, who has since passed away, was born 1933 in April. So this man is actually older than my father would be today. He is 93 years old. He was first elected 1982. I mean, I was a young student at City College. I mean, I hadn't even met Reverend Jackson or Maurice Bishop or Michael Manley, and definitely not been in the same room with Thomas Sankara. That's how long ago that is. He's been president since 1982. He's already, in July, he already announced he's running again for an 8th term. But that's not the problem. What's the problem? Since, of course, he's got friendly relations with Israel, you know that. You already know the pattern. It's one of the countries that France still controls. You already know that. I mean, that's why they put these guys there, to make sure that they're corrupt and they prevent development. But that's not the issue. Here's the issue. Since June 7th, 65 days ago, he left the country. He said he was going for a brief stay in Europe. All we've been told is he's in Geneva. That's it. We don't know whether he's in a hotel or in a hospital. 65 days. We're calling that 2 months. We're calling that 9 weeks. It's so bad. On July 30th, the government of Cameroon had to have their government representative have a press conference to inform us that Paul Biya is not dead. PG, anytime you need to have a press conference to say you're not dead, that must mean everybody's questioning whether you are dead. I mean, this is outrageous, brothers and sisters. And it's a flow of what do you call that? Promotions. They've been promoting everybody. But what they're doing is going around making sure that his core center is with him. But PG, 93 years old? I mean, yes, I mean, theoretically, you can be very cognizant. You can be very fluid. But at 93, I think you should, take your retirement.
Of course, it's overdue.
Overdue. So this is what's going on in Cameroon, and we've been following it. I mean, what's most likely going to happen is, and like I'm wondering, you're wondering, everybody's going to start to wonder. It's going to organize the people. Well, they're already organized, but now, and this is why they've been naming all these military guys, and it's going to eventually turn into a bloodbath. But brothers and sisters, we need to control our states. And I'm sure nobody's saying it, but I know what's generating all of this interest in Cameroon as in other places on the continent. It's what those 3 kings are doing in the Sahel states.
Yes.
So my second state I want to talk about quickly is Burkina Faso. Get this. The African Union over the weekend in Addis Ababa were meeting to discuss the security situation in the Sahel. Now, one of those 3 states, we're talking Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger. Now, one of those were invited or even allowed to attend. Get this. They are discussing the security situation in the Sahel, and there's no Sahel. If this reminds you of the Berlin Conference,
of course.
Yes. And let me tell you, and this was handed off to the African Union by the European Union. Let me tell you what's been going on. I told you about those 3 states. It's a rotating presidency since December. It's now Burkina Faso. The previous year was Mali, Assimi Goïta. Now it's Burkina Faso with Capitaine Ibrahim Traoré. He speaks for all three. It's a rotating presidency, and so everything comes out of Ouagadougou, the capital of Burkina. Anyway, so he several weeks ago asked unceremoniously for the European Union to leave. All they're doing is continuing to attack. I mean, they're having hit piece after hit piece. So I told the European Union, thanks, but no thanks. And before then, he had asked the French to leave. Brothers and sisters, this is what they're doing is they're upping the ante because these 3 states are being so successful. Now they've got to go for broke. And so all of you're going to see a lot more of this. And let me add, again, over the weekend, Friday, the AES, again, rotating presidency in Burkina Faso, summoned the Nigerian charge d'affaires, the ambassador, because on July 30th, the president of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, and let me give you a brief bio of him, he was arrested for heroin trafficking in Chicago. That's all you need to know. And somehow, miraculously, the people that ran Obama's campaign run his campaign. If I'm trying to say he's a puppet, that's what I'm saying. And that's why they put these people on, just like they did in Haiti with Michel Martelly, a known drug trafficker and drug user, cross-dresser, everything sick. That's who they put there to be their guy. But anyway, Bola Tinubu is being interviewed by the BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation, and he says the problem with the insecurity in Nigeria is because of the insecurity in the AES states. That's laughable, brothers and sisters. In fact, what's been going on in the Sahel is relentless, continuing defense of the nation. They've been kicking those so-called terrorists, so-called separatists, so-called jihadists up and down. If anybody is resolving the so-called jihadist situation, and none of this is legit, because these jihadists, they only attack the areas where the minerals are. Wherever there's a gold, that's where they attack. Where there's uranium, that's where they're at. So I guess God wants you to go after mineral resources, right? If you want to establish an Islamic state, God needs those resources. That's Allah needs it. Anyway, and so you can see all of this is playing out. And as President Traoré had mentioned in December, once he became the rotating president, it's going to be a black winter. And not because there's no winter in these areas, but it's going to be a long ordeal, and they need to grow up yesterday, and which they have. So it's such a pleasure. And finally, I don't know if we followed what went on in Morocco. There are 2 cities in Morocco, Ceuta and Melilla. They're physically in Morocco. I mean, you just look at a map. You look at geography. The Strait of Gibraltar separates Morocco from Spain. Well, the Ceuta and Melilla, further east, they're in Morocco, but they're not Moroccan. These are Spanish cities. How in 2026, a country like Morocco, by the way, I have to inform you, Morocco had left the African Union, applied for membership into the European Union. They rejected Morocco, and then Morocco came back to the African Union. So this is the type of place you're talking about.
Right.
Okay? So, between 60 to 80,000 Moroccans, and we're not talking Africans here. We're talking Moroccans, those Arabs, stormed, swam, used gliders, we use rowboats to get into Ceuta. Ceuta is in Morocco, but once you get into Ceuta, that's in Spain, that's Europe. That means you can travel anywhere because Europe has what they call the Schengen. That means you can travel any part of Europe as long as you get into one part. Anyway, what was all that about, brothers and sisters? This is a part of what they call the color revolution, and it was a Mossad project. Mossad is the secret service of Israel. They wanted to embarrass Spain because the government of Spain is the most pro-Palestinian, most anti-Zionist in Europe. And that's all this was about. So they hired and paid these guys to embarrass Spain. And within 48 hours, all of those 60 to 80,000 that stormed Ceuta was back in Morocco. Of course, something like 125 did lose their lives. And
So how did they get back to Morocco?
they were physically lifted and brought back across. It's just a big barricaded against the wall. I mean, it's so easy to do, meaning it's so easy to bring them in too.
Yeah.
But they chose not to. But PG, all of this, and you know, the first thing you hear whenever you see migrants from Africa storming, I actually thought it was black people.
I thought so too. I saw everybody running.
Then I said, whoa, these are all Arabs. I said, what's going on here? You do more research, you realize this was a complete color revolution, meaning it's false. They call it after colors, after flowers. It's like a revolution without arms, where the people storm the streets and it disrupts everything. What they tried to do in Iran in January that didn't succeed. Same thing. Anyway, brothers and sisters, we need to be vigilant, but more importantly, we need to come together, unify, man, because everybody's looking out for themselves, and everybody, as Mr. Garvey reminds us, the whole world has made being black a crime. And instead of making it a crime, he says, I hope to make it a virtue. So there you have it. Those are the states I wanted to discuss before we talk about Mr. Garvey.
But then Morocco, I really don't care for them. Spain, I don't care either. These people, I don't have much love for them. What we have to worry about is our sub-Saharan states.
Absolutely.
And those three brothers that are there, you have to realize that the colonizers are not going to stop. They're not going to stop because every day that these three states stay afloat, it's a victory for African people. It's a victory for African states. It will be a victory for African liberation. And for Africa to be liberated, what it means for France and the rest of the European states. So we have to continuously support our brothers that are there. That's what Mr. Garvey talked about. Mr. Garvey foresaw this, and he spoke about the scramble for Africa. And today, more so than ever, you're seeing the scramble for Africa. What I want to make sure that people understand, when they went into Africa for our resources back then, they thought it was X amount. And they have been taking out the resources from Africa for the last 300 years. But what they have realized in the last 15, 20 years is that the amount of resources from our underground that have been taken out the last 300 years equal to less than 1% of what is still there. So everybody are scrambling, and but they're being more vicious. World War III is going to be because of the resources of Africa, because all these people wanted. China jockeying, but the jockeying, the U.S., France, everybody, Israel, everybody moving towards Africa. But brothers and sisters, are we moving there? Are we making the move to protect our resources for other people, for our people instead of other people? And those people are moving. They're not joking. But we have to be able to defend it. Again, these three brothers are trying to hold on strong. And as I said, every day they hold on. It's a victory. So brothers and sisters, indirectly, we have to be the support staff for them here, anywhere we are. We can speak, we can put whatever we can do. Protest is not everything, and we know that. But anything we can do to help these three states stay afloat, it's a victory for African liberation.
Absolutely. President General, you could not have said it any better. And brothers and sisters, what crime have these three brethren do? All they've said is, we want the resources to work for our people. We want to make our people's lives better. And as important, they realize, hold it, no matter what we do, we're always going to be behind the eight ball because of this concept of extraction. They extract the resources from us for next to nothing, and then they're going to turn around, process it, create jobs, manufacture it, and then sell it to us at enormous, exorbitant prices. The brothers just realized, no, this can't work. And more importantly, and what's happened now, especially Burkina is completely, since February of this year, they are completely self-sufficient, meaning all of the food there is grown in Burkina. And as a result, now they have surplus, and that's their tomato processing is like the biggest deal because a lot of people need it. So so one of the things that they've already done is share their surplus with the other AES, with the other two. So ultimately, all three become self-sufficient. Brothers and sisters, by the way, I've been saying that it's about 75 million. It's closer to 80 million. It's like 26 million for Mali, 29 million for Niger, and 25 million for Burkina. That's like 79 and a half. That's close to 80 million. That's a real number, brothers and sisters. And all of these innovations they're doing. Recently, they built the in Po, that's the name of the city, really southeastern part of Burkina. You have to see the dam. They did it by themselves with their own engineers, with their own excavators, their own equipment, that they purchased. They're not in the position to build these things yet, but by themselves, no foreigners. You have to, and let's compare and contrast that to Gabon. Listen to this. Burkina's building a 332 kilometers. That's like a little bit more than 200-mile highway from Ouagadougou, the capital, into Bobo-Dioulasso. Bobo-Dioulasso is the economic hub. It's a lovely city, and if you ever go there to spend time on a honeymoon, I would recommend it. We're talking 332 kilometers. Gabon, get this, Gabon built a 49-kilometer. 332, 49-kilometer. Burkina Faso is on target to complete it. It will be completed by next year. Gabon is arguing with the IMF that they need what do you call that? The terms of the agreement are suffocating the economy.
Yes.
But they get this, PG. Gabon's got oil and uranium, not to mention gold. What's the difference? It's the philosophy. It's putting race first. It's being unified and organized. So, brothers and sisters, we're in the right place at the right time. PG already said it at the beginning. We haven't done the work. Let's do the work. PG, when you know what's going on next Monday, well, that's the holiest day of obligation. We know that. Okay, so we have the parade. I don't know when we'll come on the radio. But Tuesday, we'll be in Baltimore for the meet and greet. So we're going to tape, just like we did last year in Brooklyn, the meet and greet, we'll do the show from there. Next Monday, that's the holiest day. While I was at the Rock yesterday, one of our staff members came up and said to me, Brother Dugan, I can't wait for the parade. And he said he looks for it every year, come rain or shine. And he said he remembered how he got drenched last year. He doesn't know how happy he made me because that's the most important day. Yes or no, PG?
Of course it has to be yes, brother.
Even if it rains. It was raining. We got drenched. And we did a 3-minute clip. I hope everybody saw it. The ending was beautiful. You could see like everything was drenched, but there was PG walking, solitary by himself, like the rain didn't mean anything. So we'll do it all over again. So we're looking forward to it. Okay, PG, do you recall your very first Marcus Garvey Day parade? Do you remember when did you do your first parade?
I'm trying to remember.
I remember mine. Can I tell you when I did my first? 1987, on his 100th birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was with the African Poetry Theater. Brother Don Whitehead had introduced me. I had taught there. And so there was a African Brotherhood organization. They gave us pins. And that was my very first one on his 100th birthday. And it was cool. And so, but now what we've done is respect Mr. Garvey. I mean, you've got marching bands. You've got the Black Cowboys. You've got floats. You've got marchers. And we have Jamaica Breeze and Faka Rock employees coming. So it's a big deal. It's a big day. Is there anything else we can do for Mr. Garvey, PG?
Brothers and sisters, that's the biggest compliment to him. The greatest thing you can do for Mr. Garvey is to ensure that he doesn't die. We keep our ancestors alive by keeping up their pictures, by talking about them, by continuously canonizing them for the work they have done. And we will continue to do that for the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, the greatest man who ever walked earth.
Agreed. There's nothing to add. Thank you, brothers and sisters. It is what it is. Please raise your beautiful black right and noble fist and repeat after me. Africa.
Africa.
For the Africans.
For the Africans.
Those at home.
Those at home.
And those abroad.
And those abroad.
One God.
One God.
One aim.
One aim.
One destiny.
One destiny.
Race first.
Race first.
Long live the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey.
Long live.
See you Monday. Race first.
Right.
The Community Focus Show is brought to you by Jamaica Breeze.
I've got to go back home. This couldn't be my home. It must be somewhere else, or I would kill myself. 'Cause I can't get no clothes to wear, can't get no food to eat, I can't get a job to get bread. That's why I've got to go back home. If I've got to go, I've got to go back home. If I've got to sing, I've got to go back home. There is no gladness, nothing but sadness, nothing like a future here. I've got to leave this land. I've got to find myself on some other side. I just can't stand this life of living.